Good morning, good evening, good night, wherever you are in the world. This is a follow up to a follow up scene. This is Hong Kong House of Cards. The date is September 3rd, 2015. And we will continue from Adam saying that he would have much rather been dragged down to the sea with his mermaid affair.
But if you got dragged down to the sea, how do you know what it would have been like?
He kind of looks at her and gives a smirk. I wouldn't be me. Or at
Okay,
least I don't think I would.
okay.
Which,
But you don't know who the other person you would have been is.
this is true. It's a double-edged sword because I kind of like being me, but I never would have chrysalis the way I did.
She's just going to shrug, and she was about to say something when there is the ring of a bell down the hallway, one of those little push bells.
Okay,
I guess he's got the results.
awesome, cool. Let's go see this test.
And he's going to hand over two printed sheets with a bunch of what probably looks like utter gibberish to you.
Yep, I have no medical on my sheet, so
Yeah. And you probably need at least three to understand these things.
yeah.
Um, so yeah, he's going to hand over these two sheets, look at you, and say 99.7% likelihood.
Okay. Well, that's interesting to say the least.
Is there anything else?
No, that's pretty much all I need. The blood samples. Where are they?
They're stored in the back.
Do me a favor, dispose of them.
In the nod. There will be a slight glance towards Dexter, and he'll kind of just wander off.
Adam kind of looks at Dextra. Um, it's in the best interest that they're destroyed. Otherwise, the hospital may come under fire.
She'll nod.
Because I don't know what happened to the club. Well, I don't know how they found it, but I don't know. Some dudes in suits came looking for me specifically, and their watches that blew up.
Okay, that
So
sounds interesting. I'll pass that information along anyway.
yeah, okay. Well, thank you. Um, we'll talk later. I have to get back to somebody else at this point. I have to get back to my daughter,
Okay,
who I'm essentially swearing for. This is weird. Okay. And at that, I need 4 dice.
okay.
Difficulty 3.
Yeah, dice, dice, dice.
The dice say no.
4 dice. 2 successes.
Awesome. So Adam disappears.
Mm-hmm.
Where's Pelagia right now?
Okay, after that scene, Pelagia went off to the beach. and went hunting with Charlie, and then she went swimming and visited the Rakaea. So she's actually got quite a bit done since last time you saw her.
Nice. Well, wherever she's at, Adam is popping in, and that could be potentially bad for me. So let's do it because Adam is reckless. He
Okay.
always assumes the best.
At this point, I'd say she's probably just left her freehold, heading back towards the beach.
Okay.
In fact, it would probably, given how short a time Adam has actually spent doing this, it would have been much sooner, but we've already done the scenes where she's done other stuff. So.
Right, right. So, yeah, Adam's popping
We'll
in
just go
where
with
she
Wayfair 8 some of the time.
Say what?
We'll just go with Wayfair 8 some of the time.
Yeah, yeah.
Because sometimes it does that.
Sometimes.
Okay, and she is in the ocean.
Oh, goody. How far down are we?
Well, it's not that far down, probably.
Okay.
About 20 meters.
Okay.
Enough that by the time you breach the surface, you'll be going, but that's about it.
Yeah. Except Adam was breathing when he teleported.
Ah.
So yeah. Adam appears in front of her and his eyes widen and he starts like kicking and swimming to the surface.
And she'll grab hold of him and help him get up to the surface a lot quicker because, let's face it, she can.
He's Adam. So yeah. Adam will reach the top with her help and kind of just look at her.
And be coughing and spluttering up water.
Yeah. Yeah.
It'll probably take a good 10, 15 minutes before he can talk properly.
Yeah.
And she'll just start swimming towards the shore.
So upon reaching the shore,
Mm-hmm.
Adam's going to finally cough up the last of the salt water.
You're really not very good at breathing.
No, I'm perfectly fine at breathing. I'm not good at processing water.
That's what I mean.
Yeah, no, I breathe air.
If you're good at breathing, you'd be able to breathe both.
So, we need to talk. We need to have a very intense conversation. And do you want to do it here or back at the house?
She'll shrug. I've got something important to tell you too.
You go first.
I found another mermaid.
Okay.
And she's going to be my bodyguard.
Wait, I thought I was your Triton.
She nods.
There's a difference between them?
Not really. You're doing most of the job, but she pledged to protect me, so shrugs. You can have 2 nights, right?
Yeah. Yeah. So your mom. Fate is whimsical today. He says, taking the waterlogged paper and kind of splaying it out on the sand. So here's the deal. Um, important wise. Um, so remember the needle and the blood sample?
Yep, the very tiny dagger thing. Yeah.
Yeah. We have a way, at least, dirt walkers. We have a way of testing uh, family heritage and things like that. And I
Is
found
this
your
about
father.
my father again?
Yeah, yeah, I found him.
Okay.
And this is just fucking weird. So, what
You
I'm
know,
gonna
it
do?
doesn't really matter who he is. I'm probably better off here.
Well, yeah, yeah. Um, what I'm gonna do is go ahead and do you remember Mr. Crispin, the attorney?
The one that you kept trying to enchant with the brown water, and then eventually we did get him enchanted and he freaked out.
Yeah, Mr. Crispin. Um, I'm going to take any points to the favor these papers to Mr. Crispin and have him write something up. Um, at this point, um, adoption will be no issue from a legal standpoint. Um,
Well, that's good. Is my father dead then or something?
no, your father is very much alive. Um, you see, the thing is, I was a boy when I met your mom.
She'll frown somewhat, like, you met my mum?
And Adam reaches into his back pocket and pulls out his waterlogged wallet at this point. Okay, so remember the metal carriage thing, the car?
Yes.
Okay, to drive one of those, you have to have what's called a driver's license. It's to prove that you were fully capable of driving legally.
There is
And
so many restrictions on these things.
yeah, yeah. So I'm going to show you a piece of document that is going to clear up a few things. So he opens his wallet and takes out his driver's license and hands it to Pelagia.
And I assume his driver's license says Andrew.
No, yes, yes, it says Andrew Cope.
She's
It
just,
says Andrew Scope. It has his birth date. It has his eye color, height, weight, all of that good shit. So
she's just going to look at it, look at Adam, look at it. Is Andrew your younger brother?
no, no, Andrew is my
Older brother?
no, Andrew is my birth name.
Oh, okay.
Do you do you get where all of this is going yet?
I take it you're my father?
I am.
Okay.
He kind of just rubs his face.
Is that what you were so freaked out about?
It just. I didn't think that I was going to have kids. And not that I regret you in any way. It just. I regret that I didn't know.
Okay, well, now you know you can. Congratulations.
He smiles at this. I just. I don't want you to get hurt at this point. More so than I didn't before.
Okay. Why would I get hurt?
I'm going to try and curb my at this point paternal need to protect you, because you don't, not that you don't need my protection, but there's so much that I missed out on.
Okay. She's really going to look like she's not getting. She gets that he's her father. She just really doesn't get why that seems so important to him.
He kind of looks at her. I didn't get to watch you grow up, and that bothers me.
I grew up like most merfolk.
I think you'll be fine. I just. I just. I don't know. This is just. This changes a lot.
What does it change?
It changes a lot between you and I, at least on my end.
Okay, what does it change?
It means I've got to be responsible now.
You weren't
Not that
already?
No, you weren't there. Okay. So within the last couple weeks, like since I started taking care of you, I've come close to death twice at this point. Hell, I've
You
sliced
should
off my own
probably try and
kneecap.
avoid that.
And I have a girlfriend thing. I don't know what we are, but I want her to be my girlfriend.
Okay.
And now I've got to explain, hey, I have a daughter. And that's weird, because we established that I didn't have kids, that I was infertile, and apparently I'm not.
Well, that sounds like you're going to have an awkward conversation with her, but I still don't get how it changes anything with us.
Because I want to do right by you. Because as your father, I need to be an example. It's my job to it's my job to be the man that sets an example of what the men that you get involved with should be like.
Right. That makes very little sense. But if that's the way you do it up here, I suppose that probably makes sense to you.
It's if you plan on spending any amount of time up here, it's commonly accepted that the father is the example for his children as to what kind of a man is right. Because unlike down there, up here, it's getting more mutual, but it's for hundreds of years it was not matriarchal. Men were dominants up here for hundreds of years.
That seems really weird.
Men are physically built. Up here, men were built to be the hunters and the gatherers.
Well, of course they are.
Up here also for the longest time might made right.
Men, admittedly, both genders can act as the fighters and the warriors. It's just more often the men. But no matter what the men do, there is one very important thing that they cannot.
Have children?
Precisely.
Yeah.
So, yes, they are more likely to go hunting because they're more likely to have the time to. This does not make them dominant.
Up here it did. For a long time.
Unsee is strange.
To you. To me, I've grown up in it. I know it. It's to me it makes
So you think that being my father makes you dominant in some way? Is this how it's going to how you think that we will change?
No. Just I feel that as your father I need to set an example.
And you weren't already?
Well, before it was sex and drugs and rock and roll for me.
No, I mean already since I've been on that.
Well, no, it's different when it's someone else's kid. I'm not as accountable. That you are my daughter. And that makes me accountable to you. Am I making sense at all?
Not really.
Okay, it's like this.
You were already being accountable and guiding me through life in Unsea and helping to protect me and deal with all the strange, excessive rules that seem to mean that you spend more time proving yourself to other walkers than actually doing anything with yourself. But shrugs.
He kind of nods his head from side to side. I just. You're my daughter, and it's my responsibility to take care of you. From my
Okay.
perspective
You were
before,
already taking care of me.
from my perspective though, before I was just kind of ho hum whatever about it. Now it's just, yeah.
I'm going to shrug.
Look, if you need anything, just let me know. If you need advice, if you need to talk, something, just I want to be involved. You know, like
Well, we're going to try and deal with Deepwater and avenge Sinkups.
he kind of nods. I mean, I know Pelagia the Baroness, but I don't know Pelagia my daughter, and I want to.
I'm just me.
People are like, onions. Do you know what an onion is?
No.
Okay. So I need 4 dice as well. Again, please, as Adam pops a bean into his mouth, a waterlogged bean, but a bean. Awesome. 4 successes. Diff 3 because I have the higher of the two of us on banality.
Yep.
So the world fades. Right before it does, Adam grabs all his stuff.
At the moment, you're being fairly banal, to be honest.
Yeah, I am. He's also, however, being very, very Fiona.
This is also true.
So it kind of counteracts itself. Banality is banality at the perspective of the person. What is banal to one would not necessarily be banal to another.
Yep. Which is why all of this is not entirely coming off as banal, because it's all weird and dirt walkery.
Yep. So Adam, we come to in the kitchen. And Adam, the kitchen, not the brothel kitchen, but the freehold kitchen. And Adam walks to the fridge and opens it and pulls out an onion and sets it down in front of her and walks over to a shotgun block and pulls a French knife and he's like, actually, he pulls a Santoku. He's like, this is an onion. He points to the onion.
Okay.
It's a vegetable. It's kind of like I would imagine seaweed or kelp.
Yes, but I don't get what it has to do with fathers.
It's not about fathers, it's about people.
Okay.
People are like onions.
She's going to poke the onion.
And he walks over and turns the onion onto its side so it's got the root ends on either side. And he chops off the root end of each side. And he starts peeling the onion and moves it away from her. Actually, no, it's a chimerical onion. Fuck it, it doesn't make her tear up. So he starts peeling it. He's like, this is one layer. There are multiple layers. And he slowly starts peeling layers away. Onions are kind of like people.
Why would you peel people?
No, not the peeling. Think metaphorically, dear. You have layers. And metaphorically, we may peel away layers, but he picks up the first layer. This is Pelagia the Baroness. He picks up another peeling. This is Pelagia, Adam / Andrew's daughter.
Okay, so what are these ones?
Well, that is Pelagia, Marissa's daughter, and that is Pelagia, the romantic. That is Pelagia, the mother. That is Pelagia. And he starts naming all of these things that he can think of off the top of his head that he has come to accept as this is what makes a woman. And he finally gets to the core and goes, and this is Pelagia as you know her.
Okay.
I'm not
I
asking
don't
you to
really get
share.
how all these different layers are different, except for the fact that some are bigger than others.
It's the way people view things. With new information comes new decision making. And this is a huge bombshell that just got dropped on me.
Okay.
And now I'm looking at things a little bit different.
So it's kind of like how an octopus in a cave looks smaller than when spread out.
Looks what?
Smaller than when they spread all their legs out.
Yeah, we'll go with that. Do you care to elaborate on that?
Well, they fit in all sorts of different size caves, and sometimes they'll tuck their legs under so that they look like they are smaller as they move along the bottom. And sometimes they'll try and look round, and but there's still always an octopus.
Yeah, people are still always that same person. It's just discovering new aspects of that same person.
Okay. So basically, you want to know what the bottom of the tentacles look like with the suckers?
Yeah, something like that.
Okay, so what do you want to know?
Well, like, what's your favorite food? I mean, like, I don't know.
I've been finding lots of new foods since I've been up here.
Yeah. Adam turns and pulls a glass cover off of a pie and kind of sets it in front of her and gets some silverware and a knife and cuts a slice and goes and gets a plate and plates up some pie. Do you know what pie is?
I'm assuming it's that.
Well, pi is 3 point blah 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 blah, and goes off to 10 digits of pi.
What does a number have to do with food?
Pi is a mathematical. It's pi is another term for a mathematical thing, but this is the food pie. It's snosberry pie.
Okay. And she's just gonna pick up a piece of the pie.
He's like, "There's silverware. We have silverware."
She'll nod and just start eating the pie.
He kind of just shakes his head. Well, I just I want to take you to amusement parks. I want to We don't do dress up. The year of the time of ball in the yard has come and passed, and I missed it.
So you didn't get to teach me to fish?
I didn't get to teach you a lot of things.
You probably wouldn't have been able to teach me most of the things anyway.
I
It's not like you can breathe very well, and you're not the best swimmer. You can teach me a lot about up here, but I don't think you'd be very much use down there.
He kind of titters his head. What happened to your mom?
She drowned. In the drowning. I told you when the deep water let out the wave of coldness and the city drowned.
So her face hole died.
Yes.
He looks contemplative at this.
And then you forget how to breathe properly. And you drown.
Perception empathy. From you.
Okay. I think she does not have empathy. So that would just be the 2 dice.
Fair enough.
With a 9.
Oh, buddy. Yeah. He looks upset. So she drowned.
It happens to everyone sooner or later. Everyone
As long as
drowned.
you stick around me, it will never happen.
Everyone drowned. The entire city.
Your mom was special. But I've gotta go talk to someone. Are you gonna be home tonight whenever it is that I get back?
Probably, although I do need to go and check on the night. Because I left her in my freehold having a sleep because she's had a very long travel.
Oh, the other mer.
Pelagia will nod.
Okay.
I think she's a bit older than I am.
Oh.
But it's hard to tell because everyone ages kind of differently.
Yeah. Just, you're my daughter. I love you. Be safe. Don't put yourself in unnecessary risks, okay?
So, because you found out you're my father, I'm suddenly likely to go doing dangerous things?
No, that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is I don't want bad things to happen to you.
You didn't already.
It's different now for me. But I've got to go have a conversation with my girlfriend thing, and I'll be back.
Okay.
To have whatever you want in the kitchen. Tell Mei Ling if you go out, um, give you whatever you need or want. Whatever's mine is yours. Whatever I have, if you can get some sort of use of it, it's yours. So
Thank you.
yeah, yeah, it's the least I can do. And with that, I need 4 dice. Oh, okay. We need to establish what time of day is it, or it's nighttime.
It is nighttime because
He dealt with
it
Dexter.
would have had to have been nighttime to see Dexter.
Yep.
Whereas
Okay.
most of my swimming around, I did kind of around dusk time. So
So, where is Zhu currently?
Zhu is on her way back towards town.
Okay. Adam will pop up out of nowhere right in front of her. Actually, where is she in an hour from when I did the teleport? Because
Okay.
literally, that's how long I was in Wayfarer Limbo.
Fair enough. Zhu will be at the shops. I say the shops. She'll be at the night market buying fish.
Okay. So Adam's gonna look and
She's got a basket filled with vegetables on her arm.
Adam will go ahead and take it from her and walk with her at this point and reach his free hand to hold hers.
She'll let him kind of guide her away from the stall where she was bargaining about prices on a large fish. Taking off the stall holder to go and talk to her instead.
Adam will put 100 American dollars down on the thing and take the fish along with.
Okay. The fish is flopping about until it gets wrapped up in paper.
Yeah.
But yes. So they start to walk away.
So, how are you?
I'm well. How are you?
I'm assuming we're speaking Cantonese.
Uh-huh.
Okay. A little. Fate is whimsical today.
It often is. Such is the will of the Emerald Mother.
I need your help with something. I was wrong about something, and I just found out, so I'm coming to you with this information. And hey, this is kind of a game changer. So, I met someone, and they're important.
She's going to raise an eyebrow.
And I want you to help me with them.
I see. And do you want to roll a perception empathy here?
Yep. Perception of 3, empathy of 2. Yes, so 5 dice.
Yeah. There's kind of frustration and irritation below the surface.
Kind of raising their eyebrow. What? What?
You found someone that is important to you and you want my help with her.
Yeah. Oh, God. And he stops and he's like, oh, God. And kind of smacks himself in the face with fish. Oh, no. He kind of sets the fish in the basket. So she's important, but not in the same way you're important to me. Not at all in the same way. Um,
Okay, so explain.
okay. So I still want a relationship with you. Um, that has not changed. Some information I told you about myself, I have discovered is incorrect. Um, today has been a day of all the self-discovery, all of it. And I have a daughter.
Her eyes will widen slightly, but at the
And
same time, a little bit of the tension will ease out of her because she finally understands what you're actually on about.
yeah, yeah. So I have a daughter who's 14 that I knew nothing about.
Well, that is a big discovery.
Yeah. And so that proves that I can have kids. Um, and I would say I don't know for sure that she's my daughter, except I took a blood sample and had a friend run a paternity test on it, and there's 99.7% match.
She'll nod.
I didn't grow up with girls. I don't. To be fair, she's not entirely human, though, either.
What can I do to help?
Tell me I'm going to be fine and that you'll be there for me and, like, stop me from being as reckless as I am. Because I have a daughter and she needs me.
She'll smile and she'll pat him softly on the cheek and she'll say,
His eyes actually close at her touch, and he smiles and kind of leans into it.
as we have discussed, we both want to become different people than we currently are. Sometimes it is the desire to be less reckless, to be more how we perceive ourselves to be, that makes the biggest difference. But if this will stop you from diving headfirst into battle, quite literally, then that is all to the good.
The thing is, when it comes to you and her, I don't know.
No parent knows what they are doing until they have done it.
Yeah. But she's like 14, and that's boys. I don't have to worry about one dick. I have to worry about them all.
She'll smile. Especially with some genetics.
Yeah. Oh God, I really hope she got neither of our traits in that.
But like I said, no parent knows what they're doing until they have already done it. None.
He kind of nods. God knows I didn't have the best of examples.
But you know the most important thing any parent can do?
Not beat their kid so their kid turns into a mountain lion and eats their face?
More important than that.
What?
Care.
Oh, I care. I definitely care.
And that is the most important thing.
He kind of looks at her, up at her in thought. Where does this put us?
The same place we always were.
He kind of smiles, madly in love and not acknowledging it, and tilts his head to the side.
Wanting to be the kind of people that can have that kind of a relationship.
Okay. He nods at this. So, yeah, that's my day of revelations. I have a daughter. Oh, did I mention the most ironic part about all of this? So remember I said I'm watching a kid because I'm, the highest in station outside of the Countess?
Yes?
Yeah, I'm watching my daughter.
This seems appropriate.
Yeah, except my daughter has more standing than I do. It's fucking weird. But let's get you in this fish and carrots and veggies home.
She'll nod.
He kind of waves the fish around because the boogeyman may be out to get you.
Yes, I somehow doubt that he is particularly interested in a fish.
Well, no, it's and he kind of waves it around like it's a sword. It's my trusty sword. I'll just. What kind of fish is it, by the way?
I don't know, probably not one of the mainstream ones because a lot of the time we end up eating mostly the same fish and throwing a whole bunch of other ones away. but it will be a standard fish shape rather than, say, a sole or a ray or something.
Okay.
And it's about a foot long.
Okay. He kind of chuckles. I'll tuna it, the boogeyman, to death. Kind of flopping the fish around.
You do realize that tuna are generally about the same length as you stand high.
Well, I'm a changeling. I made it smaller, much smaller. So, Adam will walk her home and talk about everything and nothing.
And actually find out where her home is.
Yep. That way he doesn't have to wayfare there and be like, where the hell am I? So, I believe
Not
at that we
underwater.
do what?
At least it's not underwater. It could have been worse.
This
She
is
could have been
true.
in her freehold at the time.
This is true. And at this, I believe we can actually call that scene.